What's good? We back with the Boxing Clinic and more. Y'all know what it is. Shout out to the Lions Den boxing community. Shout out to the YTBC and everybody in between. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. Just listening to Tribe Called Quest. Just sometimes I just sit back and listen to some old shit, man. And Bonita Applebaum was one of the dopest, instrumental intros to a rap song, by the way. I mean, just listen to the instrumental in the beginning. It ride for like a minute or two. But, we back talking about double standards and hypocrisies, man. Hypocrisy in boxing, excuse me. It's a little late. And shit, man, it's real in boxing, man. And, one thing is the culture divide, man. It really is. Guys like Canelo, Golovkin, Fury, that come from UK, Anthony Joshua, people in that class that have a following, they get away with a lot of shit, Maybe failed drug tests swept under the rug like Tyson Fury and Canelo Alvarez, how they get certain favoritism. And they got the backing of the fans. They fans. For guys like Wilder, Charlos, and Earl Spence and guys that's in that class, maybe a Danny Garcia, maybe a Sean Porter, guys that fall into that category, is no margin for error. Really not. And it's really real slim margin for errors. I mean, may it be taking an L, may it be a drug test, may it be doing something outside the ring. I mean, the perception, people are looking for these guys to do something stupid so they can flip the perception and find a reason not to like them. And they just fall on that in that class of people like Canelo, Golovkin, guys like that who got a following or got the complexion for the selection. That's been the phrase for the day. Or got the following of a country or whatever it may be. It's fine. They get away with murder in the sport of boxing. But guess what? Pressure builds diamonds, man. And, the pressure that a Deontay Wilder's under to perform, he's doing excellent. He's continuing to jump every hurdle that the fans are putting out, for him. Even how it could be a 1,000-foot hurdle, Deontay Wilder's finding a way to jump over that hurdle and continue to be great and continue to smash people's expectations of him, and that's cool. And he knows ain't no margin for error because, for some reason people don't like them. People don't like a lot of guys on the left side of the screen, the guys that fall into that category for whatever reason it may be. But the guys on the right are able to get away with a lot of shit, with ducking and people supporting what they doing and ducking. But like I say this quite often. I used to say it when I really started the page, when I really started coming up on 2 years in April, that I did the YouTube page thing, and shocking how far I came. But, I say reverse the roles. Say that Deontay Wilder was in Anthony Joshua's shoes, and he wasn't willing to give him a fight and told him wait to 2020. It'd be open season on Deontay Wilder, easily. These the same people that turn around, and support, oh, Joshua, Wilder ain't did this, he ain't did that. Oh, Joshua only got this many fights. Reverse the roles. If people be, it don't matter what Johnny fights Joshua, Wilder guy, he need to fight Anthony Joshua, give him his chance. And that's what it is. People let personal feelings get involved when you talk about this boxing shit. That's what you got to know. If you want to start a page or something like that, the motherfuckers who got a personal issue, who just personally invested in somebody. Even if they ain't the same ethnic background, the same area, but people just, like them. They invested in them, or they like them because they don't like one of the other guys. I just want him to beat him. And then they come through with no logic. And that's one thing. I've always been 100. I always kept it 100 from my perspective with y'all. Even if it's a guy I don't like and I think he gonna win, I'm gonna tell you like he gonna win. No personal feelings are ever involved in my prediction videos. None whatsoever. I always keep it 100 with y'all, man. And what y'all gotta understand is this. It's a lot of fakers and perpetrators out there who a lot of their channels was built off Pacquiao and Mayweather for years. And they got by. And you always going to have a code of fans that's going to follow whoever, no matter how much clickbait they got, no matter how much false information, no matter if it's, they say something in the title or they say something in the video and there's no real traction, there's no real sources to it, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing there. It's just something they pulled out of thin air to gravitate and get your attention over there to them. And, most people feel that because most people personally, they get invested in people. And these boxers, I don't like him. I don't like the Charlos, how they did Julian J. Rock. but nobody knows the real situation. You know, nobody digs deep enough to do their own research. You know, you can't be talking on the boxing thread or in the comment, group, and ain't nobody perfect, and you don't know the full, you don't know the full thing about it, the whole situation. It's always a reason why somebody retaliated or right say so. They don't pull it out their ass, you know what I'm saying? But one thing that people won't, you got to get through your mind, it's a cultural disconnect between the black community, the white community, people in the UK, the people in Mexico. It's a disconnect. It's a disconnect. That's not even just talking about in boxing. That's talking about in real life. It's a huge disconnect. The shit me and Mr. D X Factor 87 can kick, another guy, he might not understand what we saying or where we coming from. When we kicking on the comment thread, we kicking the conversation. You know what I'm saying? They won't understand it, because at the end of the day, perception ain't always reality. It really ain't. But yeah, man, you on that right side of the list, you on that class, you alright, you doing all right. You got a lot of fanfare, but what kills me is when one of them get their ass whooped, by one of the guys on the left side of the screen, it's an issue. Or it's always, you know what? Canelo should have wore Nikes today, man. He wore them Reeboks, and that's the reason he lost. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I can't. Charlo really ain't legitimately beat him. If they would let him wear his Everlast MX gloves with the horsehair in it, he would have won. It's always an excuse. It's always a finesse to take away from a victory from one of those fighters that's on that list. We know what that list is. People will talk about, Earl Spence, look at his nipples, he on steroids and this and that. And this dude doing USADA year, right? Well, USADA is corrupt, but so is VADA. VADA is very corrupt as well, too. All of that shit is corrupt. Because how do you join with the WBC and you let several fighters slide? What the fuck is you there for? It ain't up to the WBC. VADA can go over them and tell the commission, hey, don't fuck with them. But they don't do that because the WBC keep them funded well. So don't let nobody tell you no bullshit like that. It's all a money game. And like I said, people will tell you, oh, look at Earl Spence and how the Charlos are acting and how they just so animated. But nobody ever talk about Canelo Alvarez, huh? He get popped. All it was the meat. How many motherfuckers gonna fall victim to the meat contamination over there in Mexico, man? They know what the fuck going on. I don't buy none of that shit, man. None of it. Because if there was one of those guys on the left that said, oh, we got meat contamination, we was training in Mexico, people say, oh, no, fuck that. Y'all was cheating. Y'all cheating. And that's what it is, man. That's what it is, man. You damned if you do, you damned if you don't. So you just, you march at the own beat of your drum. And a lot of people out there, they got pages, don't keep it 100, man. A lot of these dudes is fugazis, in real life, man. They ain't got shit. They don't know shit. I'll be looking at some boxing channels like, man, this nigga don't know nothing, dog. I just can't even listen to some of the shit motherfuckers be saying. Just to keep it 100. I'll be like, man, you know what, this channel garbage. And you can say my channel garbage, and I wouldn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I'm keeping it real. I never fake the funk with y'all. And since motherfuckers like Mr. Dolomite been there in the beginning when I had 50 followers, nigga, I kicked the same shit I kicked when I had 50 subscribers all the way till I got to where I am now. And you can ask anybody. Ain't no change coming. Ain't no change coming. We steak and potatoes. Before a lot of people jumped on this wave, man, it was me and 300 subscribers. I had 300. Mazuma TV had 300. Trap House Boxing was right there. And everybody else was right in that same class of niggas that was in that same category, nigga. The difference was between me and them, and no disrespect, is, nigga, I strapped my nuts on and I grinded, dog. Nigga, I was doing 10 videos a day, editing videos on my computer. Found out I could do it on my phone. Grinded, nigga. If I had time and it was a boxing story, nigga, I was on it the first motherfucker on it. I grinded. I took it to the next level. Nobody grind on this bitch is as incredible as mine. I never paid for one motherfucking view, one motherfucking subscriber. This is all from scratch. Never. And what I've been saying always messed up. Never switched up. Straight across the board. But people like following fanboy channels. And I'm not a fanboy channel. I told y'all guys 2 years ago about Golovkin and what they was doing with him. And how they was perfectly matchmaking him, basically waiting for a Canelo fight. And it is what it is. People that's from that side that support the fighters, that's from that side that support, you know, those guys, Canelo, Triple G, Tyson Fury, shit like that. They don't understand what we speaking on, man. They don't understand it. All they know is fanboy, 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 fanboy. And then when they come around with some cheating shit come around, when they end up losing or some shit just come out the blue, you know, they around looking stupid and trying to look stupid on the thread and come up with dumbass excuses. You know what I'm saying? You know? So it's crazy, man. You gotta deal with these motherfuckers on a daily basis, man. You know? And at the end of the day, you know, if you want to come in here and argue and say, oh, this ain't shit, and you want to make a smart comment on the page, leave, man. I don't give a fuck. Leave. You will not be missed. Because obviously you here for something. You know what I'm saying? You know, people, you know, like the Sean Newton guy, he bashed the LDBC 1,000 times a day. That's how you building this channel. You know what I'm saying? Just bashing somebody else. And that's what he do. But at the end of the day, it's a disconnect. He can never understand where most of them guys came from. You know, from the hood and shit. You know, he probably grew up in the suburbs or some shit. I'm not trying to blast my man because he was, you know, he showed support as well. But I'm just saying, you motherfuckers that's on that side, you know, that come from the suburbs and come from the white neighborhoods or come from Mexico, the UK, you know, wherever the hell you coming from, you can't understand shit that go on in the urban community, the black community. You just can't fathom it until you live there. You can't understand why Deontay Wilder ain't as popular in America as Anthony Joshua in the UK. Guys in the UK, they don't understand the crab in the barrel mentality it is in the black community. You know what I'm saying? They can't understand that. Floyd only made it because people paid to see him lose. Not only did people, I think Floyd had just as many white supporters as he did black supporters. You know what I mean? People don't like Floyd. How many black women I heard or black men say, man, he flashy, man. He always throwing this money around. He doing this and doing that. And it'll be the same motherfuckers. Oh, I like Conor McGregor, man. I like throwing that money around and shit like that. It's a large amount of coonery going on in that shit too. You gotta look at that. You know, people ain't paid the same. People ain't support Floyd Mayweather. People wasn't even supporting Muhammad Ali like that. You know, he had a following, you know, with the Nation of Islam and people followed him. But a lot of people wanted to see Ali lose too. So he wasn't praised in his heyday like he should have been praised. He was ridiculed, you know, and it was a totally different situation than Floyd. But he was ridiculed and he was eyeballed for every situation and every move that he made as well. So this shit ain't new. This ain't just no shit that just popped out the air. Nobody was universally loved in boxing for real that was black other than Mike Tyson. And that's because he was an exception. People love Mike because Mike was something they never seen before. A mixture of speed and power. He was a real quiet kid until, you know, the money and Robin Givens came in. You know, that was him. You know, he was the exception. He was the dude. He was the one black fighter that legitimately from America that was universally loved. So what them guys going through on the left, this ain't shit new. The same shit Floyd went through. Muhammad Ali went through. The same shit Larry Holmes went through. If you don't know about Larry Holmes, ain't no fighter in history been through what Larry Holmes been through. You know, he was one of the most hated athletes of all time and was a bad motherfucker. Bad. They wanted him to lose so bad. They robbed him versus Michael Spinks. They was like, man, go get, you know, rob that motherfucker. What he been through is he blazed the trail. Him, Ali, you know, blazed the trail for black fighters in uphill battles. And it's real. So these fighters got to know that's the history, that's the game right there. You ain't on that right side of the list, you're going to have to work. But if you work and once you reach that pinnacle and once you start to hit your goals, it's much sweeter because these guys have been given the golden trail. And they've been given a Ferrari while you've been given a 12-speed bike to get to your destination. And that's like that in everyday life. In America, if you don't know. The black kids that stay in the city don't got the tools. You know, the Arabs, the whites that go out school in the suburbs, they got the tools to be great and do better. You know, same thing in boxing. Like I said, you smoke them motherfuckers on the 12-speed while they got a Ferrari, nigga, it make the victory that much sweeter. For real. So them guys, you know, not saying all them guys gonna be able to make it, you feel me? You know, they not gonna all make it and be undefeated and hit their goals and become undisputed champion, become the number one guy in their division. You know, that's just the nature of the beast. It don't happen like that. But some of them guys, they will. Some of them guys will top their division. They will make history. And they was doing it from an uphill battle from the beginning with no community back, no ethnic background. They ain't coming off an island when they got a support of an island. They ain't coming from a country in the UK. They doing this shit, you know, by hand. You know, they building their way on up. And like I said, once you smoke that Ferrari on a 12-speed bike, yo, you know, you wasn't handed nothing. You know, you had your shit the hard way. You made dough. El Hammond made you dough, but you ain't had that following. You know, you didn't have a following. You didn't have, you know, oh, you know, the PR that's spinning, oh, that wasn't, you know, he ate meat. That's how he got steroids and the benefit of the doubt. Imagine if Tyson Fury was black and from America, if he was Deontay Wilder and he got popped for eating, you know, wild boar. He got performance-enhancing drugs for real, you know. Then he fought Klitschko. Then he smoked dope just so, you know, people can just think it was cocaine when he got popped for and did everything in his will to spin it like it was nothing. But he really cheated and took steroids. Deontay Wilder wouldn't even got a boxing license again. You know what I'm saying? So this is real talk, man. I could have did a live video. I just did a little bit OT time, man, on this, man. And like I said, y'all, man, y'all, a lot of people might not like this shit, but I ain't speaking nothing but facts and the truth.